Jaribu kunini kingine. Lazima.
I call upon my team in leadership and all the men and women in uniform that we are privileged to lead to re-attire or reclothe themselves, to grapple with the job at hand and effectively see it through, so that together we grow this force to even greater heights. That is our honorable calling, to ensure that Uganda remains safe, secure and stable, so that it can develop and prosper without any hindrance.
When I see the line of the young blood coming in the role of leadership, I feel very proud. But the likes of us, General Tumwene, Pecos and myself, have contributed to the growth of this army this far.
Oyo tawulira mugamba akyuke wano bwati. Oba osaze okanze.
Amazo mukuba amasasi ndabirwa mbazikubye omusajja tumusanze bamukubye wano webati.
Sajja mwabalabye.
Bagenze msini bakuterina. Bade ku boda zibadde bbiri basajja bana. Baduse ne bagenda teri aso ate bamanyide bakwidde dakika ngaga. Abalia. Ngabayimiriza kutte babadde ku speed.
As the founder of St. Lawrence Schools, Professor Lawrence Muchibi was being buried at his final resting place in Chitende on Masaka Road, the family put up a strong show that he was a man who excelled in whatever he did. Dozens of the children that he has fathered, mostly girls, turned up in full force. All of the deceased children were dressed in white, adorned with a waistband of bark cloth called mafugu, an important mark used by Baganda to indicate the natural offspring of a deceased person during mourning to distinguish them from the rest of the multitude of mourners. The Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises that investigated circumstances under which the reward of 6 billion shillings was given to 42 public officials who participated in the Heritage Oil and Gas arbitration case has finally submitted to Parliament their long-awaited report. So what are the immediate and long-term implications of Parliament's adaptation of this report? One of the positions of the committee is that the so-called handshake money must be refunded. But most recipients swear they will not refund the money because it was given to them by the president. However, the committee pointed out that it was an error of judgment for the president to approve the handshake even though he acted in good faith. So a struggle is likely to ensue, and it might take legal action to extract the money from the powerful recipients, which would be a long process. Besides refunding the money, some recipients are even in worse trouble. Commissioner General Doris Akol, for example, was found to have flouted the law by securing money from URA for the handshake, yet it was not supposed to be so. Moreover, she also acted against the law without securing approval of the board. The committee recommended that the IGG institutes investigations to determine the culpability and possible offences of the recipients of the handshake. Beyond immediate action against the recipients, the committee has directed that a policy be formulated governing the determination of use of presidential donations. When this happens, the donations may as well cease being presidential, since they will be determined by known, clear process and will no longer be dependent on the president's discretion alone. Because the committee has set time limits for these actions, it could trigger some actions affecting money budgeted for donations in the financial year 2007-2018. 74 billion shillings was approved for the donations. So will the president only spend a quarter of this, amounting to 17.5 billion shillings for the first quarter, which could already have been disbursed? But the next quarter, 90 days for the new framework will have elapsed. So will by August 1st this year, a new body be in place to determine how the remaining 54.5 billion shillings is to be spent? The issuance of guidelines or framework for the presidential donations may not go down well with any incumbent president. It will take away his or her ability to help certain sections of the population. But it is bound to please the opposition, which has been complaining that the president uses donation envelopes to please voters to his advantage.
So in this report, New Vision TV examines who is killing these women.
The horrifying murders have mainly been recorded in the suburbs of Nansana and Abaitababiri in Wakiso district. The bodies of the victims are found either nude or partly clothed, bound and bearing scars of torture, according to the police. Police Chief General Kale Kaihura said there are indications that it could be organized criminality, given that methods used are similar, that is, rape and killing using sticks inserted in the private parts of the victims. The new wave of murders started in Nansana in May. On May 28, the police discovered the body of Juliet Nampija and another woman dumped behind a supermarket. 3 days later, the police discovered the bodies of Judith Nabatanzi and another woman in the same neighborhood. On June 7, Faith Komujisha, a roadside chips vendor, was raped and murdered. Her body was found on the roadside in Nkumba. Goret Nansubuga, another roadside chips vendor, was also murdered and her body found in Nkumba zone, Abaitababiri. Nora Wanyana was killed on July 21st in 2017. Days later, Aisha Kasowale's body was also recovered at Abaitababiri. On July 24th, Rosette Nachimuli, a salon worker, was murdered and her body dumped in Chira Zone, Entebbe. Penina Namusisi, a charcoal vendor, was also found dead in her kiosk. According to the residents of Katabi in Entebbe, there is a group of thugs identifying themselves as swag attackers who move on a motorcycle that bears no number plates. The residents accuse the police of conniving with these thugs.
Police yiri wali. Nibatira omuntu wali. Police yiri wali. Police yiri awo. Chaweza una kilomita 2.
Wewo. Yesulanga atambula kyonna. Yenga teyebaka.
N'abakula private n'abennyini ne babulawo okuyamba omukyalo obushunga ate ali ku kkubo ate kumpi ne police kyekyennaku.
Wano mukosa wa 2 baba kuyola nti bakwata ido. Lwaki abakozi b'ebibi babaleka wati ne bakwata fayida.
Akomyewo kirumira yabakola.
During his visit to Katabi, IGP Kale Kaihura ordered police commanders to reactivate police patrol teams of crime preventers in the entire Kampala metropolitan police area. He reaffirms that police will stop the criminality that is claiming the lives of people who the police are mandated to protect.
allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution.
Now I want to hand it over to you, the instruments of office. First, the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which you've studied and will guide you. The rules of procedure. Master them, they will help you in the plenary and in the committees. Now I'm your whip. I will assign you one standing committee and one sessional committee. So I ask the members to take you to sit where the independents sit, in that corner. You're welcome.
Bana omusajja bamusibula agende naye ekibuga kifa. Aba bantu oyinza bagana abo.
Agala okwebaza mikwano gyange Chairman Mulyanga, Kansala Tomonge, Uganda wange Kansala Kabungo w'ekitezi ne bakansala bonna. Mukwano we bali kozikiririzaamu. Era nkusuubiza nga sinaba kufa. Nga sinaba kufa. Ojja kubeera Lady w'eggwanga.
Many traders in Uganda earn big every year during the months of November and December from selling and cooking seasonal grasshoppers locally called nsenene. Scoops of grasshoppers cost between 500 to 1,000 shillings, while a full mug costs between 2,000 and 10,000 shillings. Now, as the grasshopper season comes to an end, the traders carrying mixed fortunes from the business say it has been a blessing, however with various downsides. These traders say they have made big bucks from selling grasshoppers, making daily profit of more than 50,000 shillings to 70,000 shillings, which they will use to buy land, increase business capital, and ably support their families. The downside to them has been putting up with high electricity charges, as grasshopper trapping requires fluorescent electric bulbs that are hung high to trap them at night. The technique uses metal barrels and aluminium iron sheets to spread the light and attract the grasshoppers into the barrels. These are normally placed by the roadside or in any suitable place depending on location and other factors. The traders say they have also suffered high transport costs while ferrying the grasshoppers from rural areas to town areas. Ideally, traders would make more money from those purchasing wholesomely a sack of grasshoppers, which is sold between 100,000 shillings to 200,000 shillings depending on the size of the sack. But due to high transport costs, many say they make losses. Kampala Capital City Authority law enforcement officers are another low to the grasshopper traders. The traders say these grab their merchandise and arrest them over operating unauthorized businesses. But with the grasshopper season winding up, the traders can only now venture into other or past business deals and hope that come next year, when the grasshoppers return, things will be better. "24 members of parliament have been suspended by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, over misconduct during the Tuesday afternoon age limit debate. She asked the MPs to exit the chambers immediately. The suspended MPs include Ronald Chibule, the Mukono North MP and State Minister for Water, Alan Sewanyana, Machindya West, Monica Amoding, Dr. Sam Nyomoki of the Workers, Moses Kasibante, Rubaga North, Betty Naboze, Mukono Municipality MP, Robert Chagulanyi, Chadondo East, and Mutebi of Mityana Municipality. Others are Mohammed Nsereko, Kampala Central, Anang Odur, William Zongu, Angelina Osege, Gilbert Olanya, Wilfred Niwagaba, Odonga Oto, Nandala Mafabi, Mubarak Munyagwa, John Baptist Nambeshe, Gafa Mbwatekamwa, Ronald Mugume, Joseph Sewungu, Barnabas Tinkasimide, Mwanga Chivumbi, and Medad Segona. A scuffle ensued when suspended MPs refused to vacate the house. Security personnel were called in to effect the eviction. Chairs, microphone stands, and other items were broken.
The wicked are in charge. When the wicked is reign, there is pain in the land. I speak to you in the name of the Lord. The wicked, the scepter of the wicked will not remain in the land and not to the right hand. The Lord will pay you back for the wickedness you carry this country. The reign of the wicked will not remain over Uganda.
Honorable Chagulanyi and Karuhanga were lifted shoulder high by the security personnel out of the chambers. A female legislator clad in a red dress was seen using a broken microphone stand to hit a male colleague. The movie-like episode stretched after the Speaker adjourned the House for a few minutes to allow the suspended MPs get out. Some members of Parliament fainted and had to be carried out for help. The Speaker, Rebecca Kadaga, allowed presentation of a motion which seeks to scrap the presidential age limit during a Tuesday, 27 September afternoon plenary session.
The matter he talked about in reference to Professor Venetius Mariamareva became very critical that needed not to be paraphrased. I therefore find it irregular, Right Honorable Speaker, that we are introducing a matter purported to have been brought forth by a member of the community, which is not captured in the record of the committee, and therefore the matter of whether to extend the term of Parliament would be irrelevant and uncalled for at this particular time. I want to thank you.
Both the Catholic and the Protestant were used as eating places. I thank you.
When we had the last sitting where we had a commotion here on 27th, we all agreed that we don't have anybody coming into Parliament if you're a stranger, more so within the house here. And it will be unfortunate, more so if somebody justifies and says that the soldiers were there to pray. Have they been praying there before? That's the question.